Hello guys, welcome to my channel Civil 3D for Professionals by Sunit Tushara. Today I am going to tell you how you can do the surface creation using the Civil 3D software. You guys know Civil 3D is widely used all around the world, and it is a highly recommended highway design software. It can help you a lot when you are going to design a road. So the surface creation means that when you are going to design a road, you have to have a topographic survey plus some data system. So Civil 3D is going to help you in 3D modeling your topo or topography. 3D modeling. So that means it has X, Y, Z, all these three coordinates for a point. And you have to do a civil for to create the surface in Civil 3D. You have to have a topographic survey. Now I'll show you the data I am having. Now this is the points file I am having, and this is the survey drawing I am having. So let us start. Usually we use Civil 3D 2022 metric. You can double click and open it. Now before proceeding, I have to tell you something. You have to have a template. Okay, what do you mean by a template? Template in the sense, in some agencies we call it chainage. In some agencies we call it station. So that's the numbering system of your road length. Okay, so one time you can't say it is chainage and the other time you can't say it is station. Oh, and there are some data that you are going to give. Sometimes you give by in each 10-meter interval you are going to give the chainage or the station. Okay, and sometimes you are going to give the curve radius. In some agencies you don't give the curve radius in the drawing itself. Anyway, there should be some consensus. Okay, so that means your first drawing should be compatible with the second drawing. It should be compatible with the third drawing. You cannot have in one occasion you give the radius, on the other occasion you don't give the radius. No, you can't do like that. For that you have to have a template. Okay, template is it is predefined. What are the details they give? Okay, what are the details they give? And this can be easily downloaded from internet, or once you download you can create your own one. Then I'll show you. I downloaded one. Here this is Civil Survey Solutions. Okay, so once you open this Civil 3D, you can copy your template. Okay, right click, copy, and then you go here, file, new, and here you can right click and paste Civil Survey Solutions that I downloaded from internet free. Okay, then you select it and open it. Okay, now there comes an error message. This drawing was last saved with an earlier version of the software because that template was created in Civil 3D 2016. Now my version is Civil 3D 2021. It doesn't matter. Okay, as far as your template is from an earlier version, it doesn't matter. It opens. But don't try to take a template created in Civil 3D 2023, 22 or 23 or something like that, because it will not open in this version. Then you just close this error message, and now you save this file, save as. You save this in your proper folder, study Civil 3D. So I'm going to name it as surface. Now save. Right? Then there are some good practices in Civil 3D. So once you are going to work in the surface, you don't want to have this The first drawing you open, you close it. Okay, now only one drawing is there, right? Then if I go to uh, my the folder, you see this is the surface that I created now. This is the survey drawing I am having, and these are the this is the point set I am having. So I am going to open this topo drawing, example survey drawing. Again, this drawing file was saved by an application that was not developed by licensed by autos. What do you want to do? So this comes because the survey has not developed this one, the topographic survey, using AutoCAD. He has used some other program. So don't press cancel opening file, you just press continue opening drawing file. So it will be open. Now you can see this is your topographic survey, right? This is your topographic survey. These are road and these are some points. Okay, now this is in his template, right? Because you see this example survey drawing, that this is what I got from my surveyor. So you have to copy it, select it like this, edit, copy, and then you go to your surface drawing, edit, paste to original coordinates. Okay, now you can see it is somewhere. If you can't see, you can just give zoom, Z, enter, E, enter. Okay, zoom, extend. Here now it has come to your drawing. Save the drawing. And again, don't forget to close the survey's drawing, example survey drawing. So we are not going to do any changes there. Therefore, we give save changes no. Right? Then if I go back to my folder, there is this example points. Okay. Now if I come to the top of this drawing, you see there is some point number, position X, position Y, position Z. You can't have any text when you are going to import this data set into the drawing. You can have only numerals. But the surveys give this because it is easy for us to understand, because otherwise if they had given only this these numerals, we don't know whether this is X or Y. Remember, in Civil 3D we don't use X, Y, Z. Instead we use E. X is east, Y is north, N, and Z is Z. So since you don't want to have any text there, you are going to delete this row. But remember, this system is P, point, position X, that is E, position Y, that is N, then Z, P, E, N, Z. You want this when you are going to import it. And then you go down to the very bottom and see here there are some other text also. You have to delete them as well. Otherwise it will not be imported. Then you try to save this file, save as, in your folder. Remember, you have to change save as type to CSV, delimited. Here CSV, delimited. Then you save it. Do you want to keep using that format? Yes. And then close it. Okay. Then you can see another file is created, example points, PEN. This PENZ is there because earlier also the survey has given PENZ. Otherwise this one will not come. Okay, if you want, you can. If you are going to forget what is the format, you can just give PENZ, right? Then we'll import using this points toolbar, toolbit, point creation tools. Now there comes create points. Use this import points. Now here specify point file format. You have to select your format PENZ, delimited. Remember, not space delimited. PENZ, PENZ comma delimited. Now you browse to your file. Here, file of type CSV, right? Then open. Okay, now it gives point number comes, easting comes, northing comes, and then the point elevation comes. You can make a point group. Click this, add points to point group, and you can give a name. Say topo. Okay. Now press OK. Now you can see all the points are important. Okay. Now it is very easy to create the surface. You go to the surfaces. There is some default one. You can delete it. Right click, delete. Now if you have just press some settings or survey or toolbox, this is not there. Please remember that this should be prospect. If this is gone, you can always have it by general tool space, right? And the highlighted one should be prospect. Then you go to surfaces, right click, create surface. You give a name, say EG existing ground. You can here change the design style, whatever you want. Say contours, existing point one, or whatever you can have. Okay. See, this is what I prefer. Okay. Press OK. Then you expand the surfaces, expand EG, go to definition, and then go to boundaries. Right click. Not sorry, not boundaries. Uh, Point groups. Right click. Add. And then here, this is the one we created. Topo. Apply and press OK. Right? You can just tick off this message. Now you can see this is your surface. Now you can see if they have not taken the data, surface is not going to be created. Save the drawing. Now although the surface is created, we have to do some other things to make this suitable for our design work. One thing is, now you see we have to add some break lines. So what do you mean by a break line? You can see now I'm just drawing. Just think this is your road, existing road, right? So if you are going to have points, say this is your road cross section, and you are going to and you are going to have points in your survey. You take 1 point here, right? Then you take 1 point here, right? Then say you take 1 point here. Now the Civil 3D will draw the line like this, because it can only manipulate the data we have given. So what we do is we give 3 break lines, tie edge L, center line, and tie edge R. That means you add another points artificially. Okay, now the Civil 3D will have to draw your modeling like this. Now what is correct? The red one or the blue one? Blue one is correct, right? Why? Because otherwise, just think this is the tie edge. This is the tie edge, but it is manipulating, or it is defining this one in a wrong manner. Therefore, you have to add 3 break lines: LHS, center line, and the RHS. So to do that, here now we have created a surface. You can right click on the surface properties, and then you go to no display. It is not there. Say 2D border or something. Now you don't see it, only the border. Now if you want, you see these are the points, because we don't want these points because we have already taken them from the Excel sheet. So you can just switch off the layers there for the clarity of the drawing. Okay, go to home, PT general, you freeze it, and what is this? Text PN. And what is this? It is yeah, it can be there, no harm. Then you see here, this is tire. Okay, so you have to select all the tires. You can right click and select similar, and still some are not selected. Here you select this. That depends upon the surveyor's work. Select similar. Are they all selected? Right. Then right click, isolate objects, isolate selected objects. Now you can see uh, they are selected, but remember one thing, we are concerned about this row. Okay, so you can't have a tile like this. You have to join these two. So what I usually do is, first thing, I explode everything, explode, and select all objects, enter. So everything is exploded, and again you have to flatten this. That means you have to take them into the zero plane, flatten, and enter. Remove hidden lines, no. So sometimes this could take some time depending on the data quantity. And you see, what I usually do is I just delete one small portion there and one small portion there, and then draw a line connecting this and this. Okay, so because I want these two lines continuously. Okay, then using the pedit command, you can join them. Pedit, select polyline or multiple, M, enter, select objects, I select everything, enter, pedit converts lines, yes, enter an option, join, J, enter, enter first distance 0. Now you can see they are, press escape, then you can see they are joined together. So if you just feel like this is not very nice, you can match the color here using match command, MA, select source object, this one, go to this one, escape. Now go to this EG break lines, right click, add, give a name, type, you have to give proximity, and select OK, select objects, you select this tile and the other tile, press enter. So your surface is modified, right? Then again right click, go to isolate objects, end object isolation. Then still you have to have this center line added as a break line. So you select the center line, right click, isolate objects, isolate selected objects, then check. It is also not a polyline, seems. So you have to make it polyline, PE, enter, M, enter, select, J, enter, first distance 0, then check. Now okay, now you can, now it is a polyline. Now you can add it using break line, add, say CL, okay, select objects, you select this one, enter, right? Now again the surface is modified. So you can again right click, isolate objects, and end object isolation, and you go back to the surface, right click, surface properties, uh, and you can give surface style as say contours design point 1, right? Then it's always better to give a boundary. Why? Because otherwise, sometimes they can create a surface joining this point to this point, this point to this point, so that's wrong. So using the polyline, you draw a boundary like this. It need not to be very accurate, but anyway it has to cover what is necessary. Okay. Now since I don't want the surface in this road, because I am concerned on this road, I'm going to cut it like this. Okay, you draw it, finally enter C, sorry, press C and press enter. It's joined, it's a polygon. Now you can uh, using this one boundaries, right click, add. So you can give the boundary, say I'm going to give BD. Okay, you untick this non-destructive break line, give the mid ordinate distance as 0.001, then press OK and select the boundary. Now you can see it is being limited here, there is no surface there. Save the drawing, and you can always export this to land XML. That means you are going to have a text definition of the surface, because you see if it is say 100 kilometers, the processor power is not enough to do this in civil 3D. Therefore what we do is we make it into a text format. So export land XML, uh, then you press OK. So you go to your relevant folder, study civil 3D and surface XML, save. Then your work in the surface file is finished. Save the drawing and close it. And if you open the surface XML using say Microsoft Edge, okay, so you can see the whole surface definition is in text. So in some other civil 3D file you can import this. In my next lesson I'll tell you how to import this and work there. Right, then thank you for watching. Please subscribe and